Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Spectrum Drama, where we take a look at the hottest posts on Spectrum for the week and give our opinions on them. So before we get started, we have twice now tried to give away a ship and nobody wants it for some reason. So here's what we're going to do. We are basically going to have a section on our Discord where we're going to get everyone to type a response into, and then we're going to pick one at random. So if you haven't already and you still want to win that awesome Avenger Titus Invictus, then all you need to do is sign up to our Discord, and then keep your eyes peeled, and we will create a little section there called giveaway, and we'll give you a little term to put in there, and then you just type it in once and away you go. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled for that, and that is pretty much it. So let's get started. Okay, so a little bit of a different format this week, because Spectrum really only has one thing on its mind, so we don't really have the option to show you a bunch of posts. All of the upvoted posts are, and we're talking like upvoted 300-400s, you know, upvotes. So, you know, it's a popular topic at the minute. So we're going to dedicate the whole episode today to the Squadron 42 and roadmap update fiasco. So for those who aren't aware, you will see on the screen, CIG basically posted a really rather long post about why the Squadron 42 video is delayed and what's happening with their roadmap. And to say that it was somewhat passive aggressive is an understatement. And I think the general consensus among most of the posts that we've read is that it feels a little bit like they're kind of almost pointing the finger at us in a way and saying, well, you know, it doesn't matter what we do, you're not happy. Which is, I mean, sometimes true, I suppose, with Spectrum. But basically, there's a lot of upheaval at the moment, and a lot of people are quite angry, I think, with this particular response. Even though I think it's well written, I think they've focused on the wrong thing, which is that we just want more information and less excuses. I mean, is that fair?
Well, yeah, I mean, that is what we want, but unfortunately this time they've just given us a post of kind of excuses. Even in the post they say that they don't want to just keep giving us excuses, but at the same time they're doing just that. I kind of feel for Xylo putting this out. I feel like they should have done this a long time ago. We've been waiting for this video for like, what, 2 months now, I think?
Yeah, about that.
Yeah, this should have come out a long time ago, and there's a lot of theories about why they've waited this long to release it. Some of them are kind of related to a new article that's been coming out on Kotaku and Inside Gamer, I think it is, where they've been picking up on the sort of unease in the backers at the moment. And there's a few people suggesting that it's because of that. Now they've actually come out and said, CIG have actually come out and said that it is absolutely nothing to do with those articles. However, this article came out 24 hours, within 24 hours of both articles being released. So you got to wonder, really?
They know what they're doing. I mean, at the end of the day, they're a marketing team, and you know their job is to get on top of these things real quick. You know, and if all of a sudden you hear that the majority of your backers are really pissed at you, that is a call to action. Basically, you know, you can't ignore it anymore. And the problem is exactly what you said. This should have been released 2 months ago. The minute they knew there was a delay, they knew what was going on. They could have given us this kind of an understanding then. And then what wouldn't have happened is it wouldn't have just bubbled and bubbled and bubbled and then boiled over like it has now. You know, we've gotten to that point where I don't really think it matters what Silo would have said.
No.
Nobody would have been happy because we've waited too long to hear it. And that unfortunately is the cookie cutter for CIG. is wait until that very last minute, wait until everyone's blood is literally bubbling out their ears, and then give them something. And that is a really dangerous game to play, because you're going to lose a lot of people who can't wait till that boiling point.
Yeah, I kind of have to agree with you there. There's still a lot. This is what kind of gets me, is that there was a lot of. This has been building up for months. If anyone who goes on Spectrum would have seen this coming a mile off. So how they didn't react to that sort of unrest in Spectrum before is just mind-boggling to me. It really is. For a company that really prides themselves on listening to feedback and being transparent with their backers, this kind of shows the opposite. But
yeah,
I kind of feel bad for them, but at the same time they kind of deserve it.
Yeah, I mean, that is the thing as well, because I think what a lot of people sort of maybe aren't seeing at the moment with a lot of the YouTubers that cover Star Citizen, there is still a love there for this game and what they're trying to do. But, and I love that, that's the way all the posts start. I love this game, backed it for 8 years, but there's only so much you can take of the same thing over and over again, and it's that definition of crazy, you know, where it's, you know, if you do something, get one outcome, you do it again, you get the same outcome, and you continue to do it, you're mad. And that is basically what CIG are doing. They're mad. And I mean, it's funny because one of the posts which we're kind of got as a little background reading, so that we can keep on point, they've actually put in that pledge that CIG gave right at the beginning, and I love that, because I always look back at this when I'm confused, when I think, am I in the wrong here? Am I expecting too much of them? And then I read that what they pledged to us, and it's not happening. They're just not living up to their end of the bargain. We're giving them all the money, we're giving them all of our time, we are testing their game for them. Not just in Eva Kai, but then in the PTU, you know, and we're testing a buggy game that makes us all angry, but we do it because we can't wait for the final product. And they are just not living up to their end of the bargain at all. And it's that kind of thing that bugs me to my very soul.
But are they going back on their pledge? I mean, you read parts of this and you can take it one way or the other. That they say your voice will be heard. In some respects, that's kind of true. They say that they're going to keep us updated with what's going on. They do release videos every now and again. Maybe it's not as much as we would like or what we became used to, you know, 2 or 3 years ago. But they are still releasing videos. They say you will receive regular updates about the progress of the game. Yeah, like I said, we will do a show and tell for each major milestone. Yeah, we kind of get that. So, are they keeping with their pledge? In one hand, you could say yes, but there are aspects of the pledge which they are definitely not keeping up with. For example, when we need to change a mechanic or alter something you believe should be in the game, we will tell you exactly why. Do they do that? I don't think they do.
Never.
When this happens, we will treat you with the respect you deserve rather than spending your money on public relations. Yeah, don't know. Again, you could take that one either way.
Yeah, I think that is their main focus, is trying to look good without saying anything. Which goes against it. My favourite one on here is you will see art and video and learn about how we intend to implement gameplay mechanics well before the rest of the world.
Yeah, we don't.
And that never happens. No. They always surprise us, or we know it's coming, but we don't know anything about it until it happens.
Yep.
And that's the problem, is that that's the fundamental part they've gone back on, because if you're a publisher, which is what they were intending to treat us like, even though we're not expecting to be publishers, but they said they will treat us with the same respect as a publisher. And a publisher would not go, right, you go and make these massive mechanics for a game that, you know, we're giving you millions and millions and millions of pounds for. But we don't know, we don't care what it is. So long as it's in there, we don't mind what it looks like, how it works. They would never do that. They would want to understand how everything's going to work and function. And we don't get that same respect. You know, it's just a case of, here you go, this is what we've done. You think, where's our input? Where's... So, I don't know. You are right. I mean, I'm reading way the other side of this particular pledge, and I'm kind of going word for word. But I think they've done it. They did a good job for a while, and then I think that they got too big. Their excuse now is always, oh, well, we don't want to bug our developers. You've got hundreds of them. If you can't spare them for 1 hour or 2 hours a week or a month or a fortnight, then you are working them too hard, or your setup is incorrect. Do you know what I mean? Because people should be able to do their jobs with a little leeway. If that isn't the case, my God, I would hate to work for CIG.
Yeah. But getting back on point about this Squadron 42 video.
Yeah, sorry.
One of their... well, he actually says that one of the people was off work for a week because he was sick.
Yeah.
Now, so do we assume that that person is in charge of all the video content, like literally in charge of it? Without him, this thing just falls apart. Is that what we're saying?
Well, they cover it well because they say that key personnel. So they don't tell you how many. I mean, for all we know, the entire team got sick with mono because they can't stop kissing each other's asses. You know, there we are. But yeah, I find it hard to believe that would derail you.
Yeah. The more plausible excuse that they come up with is that they wanted to redo the B-roll because it wasn't flashy and polished enough for their usual standards. Now, many people in the community have said, like, hundreds of times now, that we don't need a big flashy polished video. The game itself is not flashy and polished. Well, it's flashy, but it's not polished. We can deal with a bit of a rough video that tells us information. You know, we don't want to see video. Well, I personally don't want to see a video of just like eye candy of all the locations in Squadron 42. That does nothing for me. We know the game's good looking. That's all we need to know.
Yeah, stop selling that.
Yeah. Show us the game. We want to see it running. Not, give us kind of information about, I don't know, factions. They could tell us about factions without giving plot away, or some more info about the characters. We know there's some big A-list characters in the game. You can give us some more information about them, some background, you know, maybe some footage of them shooting someone.
Yeah.
That'd be great. We don't need to know all the plot. So I don't know why everything is kind of so hush-hush. We just want a kind of rough video with some information about the game, things that's going to be happening in it. You don't have to show us everything, just little snippets. Show us the progress of the AI, because that's a massive one at the moment.
Yeah.
And we'd be happy. You say, okay, when's the beta coming out? Because that's going to be the big question. This video is going to come out. It's going to maybe tell us some information that we don't know already. And the next question from the community is going to be, when is it going to be ready?
Yeah. That's the thing as well, is that that's what you're kind of hearing in all these posts, is people saying, you know, yes, we want this video. We desperately want this video. But the fear amongst everyone is that we're going to end up with the one thing they're saying they're not making, a marketing sizzle trailer. But that is what I think everyone's fear is, that they're going to get something that's shiny and pretty and shows off a few random spots, but doesn't yet actually give us any new information that we can come away with thinking, good, now I'm caught up. You know, and that's what makes me laugh actually about this particular little paragraph as well, is the fact that they kind of contradict what they're saying about 4 times, because they're like, we're going to make a scrappy video on the off the cuff type of thing, but it's not good enough and it's not shiny enough. So we're going to make, you know, more B-roll, but we, you know, it was underwhelming. You're like, well, you just said it doesn't need to be a sizzle trailer. Then why do you need shinier B-roll? Just tell us some stuff and then give us a beer. That's it.
Yeah. I guess that kind of brings us on to this new fabled Squadron 42 roadmap that they keep touting. Apparently we're going to be getting this in the next couple of weeks. Quite what this is going to show us, nobody knows. It sounds like they're going to kind of give it to us in stages. So first we're going to get like an explanation of the goal of the roadmap. I thought the goal of the roadmap was to show us the progress. We already know what the goal is. Or am I wrong here?
No, it's a roadmap for a roadmap to tell us about a roadmap to also point at a roadmap. I don't know.
Why?
It's so confusing.
Then they're going to show us a rough mock-up of the new roadmap. Why?
Just do it.
Yeah. Why are you making a rough mock-up of the roadmap? If you know the kind of thing you're going to go for, then just do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't fully understand their thinking here, and again the fear, because we're not covering any particular post and we like to call people out, but the fear amongst the posts that we've read is that it almost looks a little bit like, and again this is speculation, but it almost looks a little bit like they're focusing towards a roadmap which won't give them so clearly defined timeframes.
Yeah.
And that way they can't really fail or be late on things because we don't generally know when they're coming. We can see what people are working on, but we don't have an idea of when it's supposed to be ready. Which is if that is the way they go, it's a cheeky way of doing it, because obviously we're so used to having these cemented points that we can look at in the future and be excited for. And if they get rid of that, then yeah, they're on easy street then for their roadmap.
Yeah, but do we need a roadmap? I'm not really convinced we need a roadmap for Squadron 42. We just need some stuff. No, well, yeah, everything's kind of tied into the PU anyway, isn't it? So yeah. Things we get in the PU, we know we're going to be in Squadron 42, basically. I'm kind of generalising, but you get the idea. Yeah. So why do we need a roadmap for the same stuff that's in the PU? We don't need a roadmap for Squadron 42. We just need some information updates on how it's going and keep us in the loop. We don't need to see a graphic for the progress of the single player game. No. If they're so worried about secrets coming out and people guessing things and I don't know, whatever, giving away the secrets of the game, then just don't give us those. Just give us content updates, information about what's being done, and that's all. I don't understand the need for a full roadmap for this Squadron 42. I don't get it.
No, it's just a waste of time because, as you said, and as they say in their update, they actually say it somewhere, and now I'm not going to be able to find it, but basically along the lines of, pretty much everything that you get in Squadron 42 is from the PU. The only thing that isn't is obviously, the story, the characters, and I think that's pretty much it. Story and characters and stuff, those little things, which make it a story. But everything else comes from the PU. So we know when it's coming. So it's a waste of their time and their effort. They could, rather than making a roadmap, keeping it updated, spend that time making a video once a fortnight or a month. Once a month would be enough for Squadron 42, just telling us where they are and where they're heading. Exactly, and that is exactly what they promised us 2 years ago, I think it was, at CitizenCon. Chris Roberts himself said that we were going to get monthly updates on the progress of Squadron 42, and since then we've had fuck all. Yeah, it's just lies. And as you can hear now, we're getting annoyed because you start to realise that you are being bamboozled, and it's frustrating. It's really frustrating because it is. I don't want to say charlatans because that's not fair, but it's like that old sort of like medicine man or whatever they used to be back in the Wild West, where they'd sell you a potion that does fuck all, but they make it sound so good you'll pay them anything for it. That is this game at the moment. They are essentially selling us fuck all for lots of money. So what we now need to do is start getting the ingredients in there. We need to start seeing that potion work, because otherwise, revolt. There's going to be a revolt. And it does. It just makes people really pissed off. It does feel like Spectrum's headed that way. Normally it was kind of full of white knighters, but at the moment
feels like it's ready to explode. It's kind of crazy. I never actually thought Spectrum would go this way.
Well, it's always been balanced, and I expected a civil war between the White Knights and normal people. But you know, it appears like if there are any White Knights, they are hiding because Spectrum is too dangerous for White Knights right now. And it's hilarious. It's such a weird ecosystem, Spectrum. You know, there's so much anger on there at the minute. And what's funny is that if anyone else listens to this video outside of the Star Citizen community without any knowledge of Star Citizen and hears us ranting and hears us talking about other people up in arms about a game, they'll laugh. They'll think, you fools, what's wrong with you? Have you not looked outside the windows? The world's falling apart. But yeah, we also threw fuckloads of money at this game. we just want it to work, that's all.
Yeah. I suppose the roadmap kind of the fact that they're doing this big rework of the roadmap for Squadron 42 tells me that the beta for this is way off now. Way off.
Yeah.
What do you reckon?
Definitely.
A year? 2?
I reckon easily a year. I would probably say CitizenCon next year, 2021.
Okay, yeah, maybe. I could see that. Yeah.
It'd be a good time to release it. They can big it up. They can do some demo, you know, like they did with the Carrack and, you know, flying around Microtech and all that. They could do that, but with the game, do a little mini snippet of the story. That's what I foresee, because obviously I don't think there is a CitizenCon this year, and they're not ready for it anyway. There's no way. If they're just coming up with if they still need a roadmap, then it's nowhere near done.
No way near. No. 100%.
They've shown their hand.
Yeah. They've already given the hand up. Yep, you're right.
Yeah. Oh, it is funny. I do, like you said, I do feel bad for them because they've got a lot of pressure, but the pressure is justified by the fact that they have allowed that pressure to build for such a long time, and that's their go-to on every subject. Basically, is if something goes wrong and we disagree or we don't like something as a community, we go, we don't like that. They ignore us, and we say, well, we really don't like that, and then they ignore us, and then people start posting on Spectrum and get banned or get their posts taken down because it doesn't fall in line with what they like us to say.
That's happening.
Yeah, that is happening a lot, people. If you haven't been on Spectrum, oh my god, the ban hammer, bam!
Oh yeah.
And it's just getting to that point now where you can only shout so long until you have to take action. And I know a lot of people who have taken action who have literally gone, I'm done. That's it. You know, been playing this game for 7 years, back in, buying ships, doing all that sort of stuff, and have just gone, I'll just see what it looks like when it comes out. And I wonder if that's what they're hoping for now. They've got enough money that they just hope we all go quiet.
Well, yeah, maybe. Maybe they're hoping the older ones will just go away and let them get on with it. They're obviously getting a lot of money in from new people coming into the game. That was quite evident in Invictus, I believe. So yeah, who knows? I don't think they're really trying to get rid of all the old backers. I'm just not sure how they've got this low. 3 years ago, when we were getting 3 or 4 videos a week, we were at the high point where we were getting so much information we could barely keep up with it. Now we get like maybe 2 good videos a month if we're lucky. It's they've really hit a rock bottom at the moment, and I can't imagine what it's going to be like if it gets worse. No,
and I mean I'm worried that I get the feeling that because they don't want to give away, like you say, too much information about anything Squadron 42 and a lot of the PU stuff, we're just kind of left with the crumbs of information, which just isn't enough anymore. You can't live on crumbs forever, you know. Basically, CIG, you need to start looking at your backers like what they are, backers who almost all of your money has come from us. Almost all of it. I know you've got some, people funding you and stuff, but almost all your money has come from us humans who sit here and love your game. To ignore us so religiously on everything, that has to stop. It's not acceptable anymore. And I think you'll find that, yeah, a war is a-coming. Okay, so there you have it, folks. That is the post for this week, which is weird to say. Yes, and the post was from CIG, which I don't think's ever happened before. So there you go. But yes, I hope you liked the video. We hope you found it informative or amusing. If you did like the video, don't forget, hit that like button and subscribe for more Star Citizen content. And please get into that comment section. Let us know your thoughts on this. I know this is a big topic, and it's one close to all our hearts. So, you know, any thoughts you've got, chuck them down there. We love to hear them. It helps us understand you guys better, you know, and the community as a whole. So it'd be really awesome to hear from you. Yeah, don't forget to jump into our Discord. We have these kind of conversations all the time. So if you like this kind of stuff and you want more of it, jump in the Discord. We're always waffling on about something, so it's quite fun. And you do get chances to win stuff. So yeah, sign up to our Discord. The link will be on the screen and in the description. And I think that is pretty much it. So yeah, not exactly the heartwarming tale we'd hoped for this week, but this is what we're given. Yeah,
this is the reality.
This is the reality of Spectrum. So yeah, everyone stay safe out there, and we'll see you again next week. Bye bye.
Bye bye.